Alrighty. Hopefully everybody can hear me. I was just chatting away there and noticed that my microphone was off because I'm goofy. But that's okay. We're going to get things started over here. Whoa! Good evening. Hello, kitten. What can I do for you? Please don't touch me. Leave my headphones alone, you jerk. Alrighty, we're going to pop on over here to this, and we're going to get started. No, kitten. We're going to get started here. My cat would leave me alone. And we're going to go live over here on the Tickety Talks 2. So yeah. Alrighty. All freaking righty. So, I don't know why I've got this plugged into my freaking desktop. I don't know. I'm goofy today. It needs to be plugged in to my tablet. That is where the voices come from, right? There we go. And if at any point in time it is too loud, please let me know. So we are simultaneously streaming on TikTok and YouTube. So all of my viewers over on TikTok, if you want a better look at what we're doing, you can always follow that link in my bio and pop on over to YouTube and join in the fun. Okie dokie. So that's a little too loud here. Alrighty. So we are going to start. We are going to digitize this Squishmallow Pegasus. So, you know, we may as well just start from the very beginning, right? We'll start from the very beginning. You are sliding, ma'am. Please do not fall. No. Alright, so now we're going to open a new project here, and with all of the different things running, it may act up a little bit, but that's okay. We'll just live with it. Most generally, when I start a new project, I just go ahead and work with the 4x4 hoop, just because that's just what I do. So we're going to come up here and we're going to insert our artwork. I have everything saved off into specific folders and stuff, so you do it your way, but this is just the way that I do it. And we are, we're looking for, we may be in the wrong folder again, I don't know. I thought we were in that second folder, but I guess not. So have I just completely lost my mind? Surely not. Ooh, there's a purple unicorn fox. I thought it was here with the pink stuff. It is right here. It's right here in front of me. I was looking for a unicorn, not a Pegasus. Two different things. Hello, how are you? Thank you for the likes. Okay, So when we import our image, it's huge. So obviously this little red box that's right here, that's our hoop. If we were to do anything with this image, it's like 55 inches tall. So we need to scale it down. Hello, Becky. So we are going to scale it down. I do everything 2 inches and then we zoom in. So, okay, I just kind of see what all needs to stitch out first. So obviously our felt color, our faux leather color, whatever our primary color of whatever it is that we will be stitching out on, it's going to be pink. It's going to be this pink color. So we'll just start laying stuff down. So if you guys have watched any of my other digitizing streams, you know that I will use the cheaty pre-shapes over here. The cheater shapes is what I like to call them. It's a cheater shape because all you do, you just click and drag is all you do. And there we go. We have a circle. And then I change colors as I go. These are down here. These are just the default colors. So I've just used the hatch default colors. And at any point in time, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. So we've got our eyeball here. I'm going to change the stitch angle, and then we're going to change the fill. The fill is a tatami, and that's the nice flat dense stitch that you get. But we're going to change it to a satin, and that's the one that looks kind of puffy in 3D. I like doing my eyes in satin stitches. I don't know, it just kind of, I think it looks better. And then of course, you know, we have a second one, so we're just going to duplicate that and drag it over. And I like to use the little pull bars here to line everything up. Alrighty. So we have eyeballs now. So now we are going to come down here and we're going to digitize a closed shape. And we're going to start on anything that is white. So that means we're going to start up here with the ears. And I kind of digitize like a book. Hello, how are you? I digitize from left to right. So it's so much fun. Like, we're talking like borderline obsessive fun. So all we do is, and we get all up in the business here. We get so close on the inside, and all we're doing is we are just essentially tracing the outline of our color here. And you use on your mouse, you're going to either right click or left click. Left click is for like straight lines and sharp corners and stuff, and our right click is for curves. So right now I'm just laying down curves, and when we hit the enter key, you'll be able to see the difference here in just a second. because each one of these, they all look like squares right now, but when I hit enter, obviously we just filled everything, and we're going to select that, and we're going to change the color because it's white. It's not green, it's white. Now I like to go ahead and turn it back into an outline for a minute, just so I can make sure that everything looks good. So now we'll hit our reshape button up here at the top, and that's where we can see where our straight lines and where our curved lines are. So all of these circles that are here, those are our curved lines. And you can take and add, you can drag them and move them, you can delete them if you need to. But that all actually looks pretty good. So we're going to fill it back in. We need to redo that stitch angle. You can do your stitch angle however you want to do it. All you do is every time you hit reshape, this bar right here with these two orange boxes is going to show up, and you can drag either one of these. It tells you what your angle is, and you can drag either one of those. Thank you for sharing the live. So yeah, you can do it that way, and then because I like to do things the easy way, you just make sure that that is selected again. You hit duplicate, and then we're going to mirror that because it's, hit undo. So we're going to grab hold of this other piece here, and it may not be perfect, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. And there we go. So now we've got the white part of our ears done. Why do you look funky? And then sometimes it does look a little funky monkey, and we just come over here and there we go. We just make it look better again. I don't know, that fill looks a little strange. I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, that's okay. And like sometimes the way it looks on the screen in the program is not necessarily how it's going to look while it's stitched out. So now we're going to come down here and we're going to do our little snoot. So for this one, I'm just going to place down 4 little nodes here, and it's going to get us a relatively decent shape. And then we just come in here with our reshape and just give it a little bit of a reshape. Like this one may not be exactly lined up with the top, and that's, you know, that's okay. We move it all around to make sure everything is lined up, and then everything just kind of falls into place like that. Alright, so we're going to leave this one as an outline for just a minute because we will end up coming back and doing the inside of the nose. But we're still doing white. We are still working with our white color. So I always start at a like a corner, because that's just what I do. That's what I find easiest. And then with this one, it's pretty simple to get our shape. And then we just reshape. We're going to add another little circle there, another one there, there, and there. That's all we need. That is all we need. And then we just drag it out to the shape we need it to be, just like that. In this one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to fill that in. And we might want to make, this is her stomach, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to give her stomach like a little bit of a pattern. So right down here with our tatami, this is all of the different kinds of fill patterns that you can use with that. So I am kind of thinking that maybe. And then we can move it around. Maybe I don't like that as much as I thought it was. It's actually kind of tripping my eyeballs out here. So let's take a look at this embossed fill. The embossed fills are pretty cool too. They work more along the lines of satin stitches and stuff like that, but they still look pretty cool. They're, I think, squiggles. Maybe not squiggles. Maybe this one right here. And we'll just change that stitch angle. Ooh, I like that. But I want it to flip. I don't want it to be an up and down squiggly. I want it to be like a side to side squiggly. Or I guess that's called ziggy. So that's a zigzag. So we're going to come down here under advanced, and we're going to turn the pattern based on the stitch angle. So that just flipped it. So now we got it where we want it. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So now what we're going to do is, it doesn't really look that great. You can see all these little jaggedy edges and stuff like that. We're going to cover those up. So we're going to select this again and we're going to duplicate it. Well, we've just got one fill section on top of another fill section, so we're going to change it to an outline. And now it has completely covered up all those nice little edges and stuff. So there's no little jagged edges or anything like that. So now there's one more step that we need to do to this little area right here. Actually, there's two more steps that we need to do for her tummy. So when we stitch this out, because the way the needle will be stitching it, we're going to have to adjust our stitchings a little bit. So we make sure that we have the middle section selected, and we're going to come up here to stitching. It is so much easier than an outline or an offset, but you have to make sure that you adjust your pull compensation to make sure that everything still lines up. And that's what we're going to do. So down here under pull compensation, I always change mine to what I call a 30. Very rarely I'll use a 20, but and I know I talk with my hands, so sorry. But you can change it. So I change it to a 30, and that when I hit enter, you'll see the outside edges will they'll kind of push out a little bit. So there we go. So you see how everything pushed out? So this outline will line up perfectly because we've done that. And if any of you guys on TikTok need a better view of what's actually going on, follow the link in my bio. We are streaming live on YouTube right now too. Just in case anybody wants to see anything a little bit better or whatnot. We are doing lots of fun things today. Okay, so if we were to leave this outline as a single run, it wouldn't have that nice thick line around it, like this. You see this has got that nice thick line around it. That's because we change our stitches. We change our stitches to a triple run, and that's almost like the equivalent of a bean stitch in other programs. I know not every program has a bean stitch. That's the only thing that I really don't like about this program, is that it doesn't have a bean stitch. But that's okay, because a triple run is essentially the same thing. And then we come down here to our stitch settings, and I change my minimum length. Sometimes when you go around things, your stitches are really, really close together, and then they're spread out, and then they're really, really close together. That's because the minimum length of the stitches is different, for lack of a better word. They're set to a smaller spacing, and all we're doing is we're just changing that spacing to tell it that we want our stitches to run a certain length. And like this my chair, I'm sliding forward on my chair, so okay, so this one is fine. We're not going to have to mess with this one until the very end. So now we're going to come back up here, and we are going to do our little nostrils here. And I need pink. I need some pink. We're going to go with this color, and we're going to go with this color. And again, I just use all of the default colors in there because, you know, everybody uses their own thread. So there's no real point in assigning them, you know, Madeira colors or brother colors or anything like that, because I don't use them. So we just go with basic colors, because then you can put whatever color you want on it. So again, we are going to come up here, and I am not going to, whoops, I'm not going to digitize this the way it looks. We are going to do just a simple little sideways oval. And then we're going to change it to a satin stitch. And we're going to make it just a little bit bigger, just so our stitches don't sink down into that bottom layer, because this area here will be filled in here in just a second. So again, the duplicate button. The duplicate button is your best friend when you're doing things like this. And so there's that. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to fill this back in. And we're going to, since our satin stitch on the nostrils is going this way, we're going to move the stitch angle of the fill of the nose. We're going to move that so they don't all like sink together. There's a problem with the server. What? We're still good. Problem with the server, my ass. Okay, so we're just going to move our stitch angle here just a little bit. It doesn't have to be a whole lot, just enough to where they're not running the same way. Just think about it like this. If you are flat on top of one another, whatever's on the top is going to sink in to whatever's on the bottom. But if you take that bottom and you move it to the side a little bit, then it's not going to sink in. Okay, so now we're going to come back here and we're going to put another little outline on there. And there we go. So now we need to move over here off to the side. I'll make this bigger. So right here is our sequence panel, and this is how everything lays out. Everything on the sequence panel, especially if you have objects highlighted, that is going to go how that is by each thing that you digitize. Like, that is going to show what you did first in sequence. So we need to go down here to our little outline here, and we need to move it up. That way it lines up with our nose. Whoops, I think we need to go down one. Going down, okay. And that's how you color sort, basically, because you can click over here to colors and it groups everything. Again, it's not going to group everything together. If I would have left that outline around the nose down here at the bottom, because the pink is separating that white, it would have shown them as color changes. So if I was to have just taken this straight from the program and put it in the machine, it would have shown it as a different color change. So when that's an important thing whenever you are doing things like that. The groupings, the color changes, stuff like that, that's a pain in the butt if you have to change your thread for each individual little thing when you could have only done it once. If that makes any sense. If at any point in time I am not making any sense to anybody, let me know. Because sometimes I don't make sense to myself, okay? Alright, moving the hell on. So next, we're going to zoom out here and take a look at this. Okay. So we're going to come up here and we're going to do our little tuft of hair. So when it all comes down to it, when we stitch this out, it's going to be 2 inches tall. So it's going to be little bitty. And this kind of looks like the donkey. If you caught us live earlier, we did this little donkey. And the little tuft of hair up here, it stitches out really small. So you can see here that this is really, really tiny, and in comparison here, it kind of, you don't get all those nice little details. You don't get the details. So this is kind of one of those times when skipping details is absolutely fine. So we're going to grab hold of our Digitize Closed Shapes tool, and I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to kind of fudge this a little bit. So we're going to hit a curve here, and then we're going to bring it all the way down to here and exaggerate it just a little bit. And then we're going to bring that back up into here. This one will over exaggerate just a little bit, not much. Like the bigger pieces, they are a little bit easier to stitch. It's just when we get over here to these small little pieces where we're gonna do some fudging. So like this part here, I'll probably take and do that just a little bit, because in all honesty, who's gonna know, right? Who's gonna know? Unless, you know, you have a customer that has an image that they want you to do, they're gonna know, but chances are they're not gonna care, because it's gonna look good and they're gonna love it anyway. Oh, come on. Sometimes my computer freezes. Alright, so now just like right here, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to fudge that a little bit, and we're going to hit enter, and there we go. We're going to fill that in. Adjust our stitching, and there we have it. It's actually, this program that I'm using Hatch embroidery software, and it's really, really easy. It is really very easy to learn how to digitize. I learned the basics in about 2 weeks. And this program has a free trial. It's a free 30-day trial, and you get the full program. So like if I was just using the free trial for this, I could take this image once we're done with it, save it, export it, stitch it out, and all that good stuff. Okay, so we're going to duplicate and then outline. So now we've got our cute little wings over here, and this is going to look a little wonky at first, but then once everything is finished, it'll make sense. So we are going to digitize a closed shape again. So we have white, and then we have a cream color. When it goes into the program, it all shows up as white. So if I need to mess around a little bit, because I want these to stitch out at a different color than what I want the white bits of our Pegasus here, so I'm going to use the cream color instead of the white, because you may or may not want to use the same color. No big deal. And then we're not going to curve it right here. We're going to come down, and we're going to curve it all the way down here. And then this is just a simple curve, straight. It's really, really easy. And then we'll blah blah blah. We will learn how to speak. We'll hit enter, and you can hit enter before your shape is closed off, and it'll automatically close it for you. So, like, as long as you have that last little node, like right here, showing that you want it to curve, you hit enter, and it will automatically finish laying your line to your beginning. A little fun fact there. Yes, I buy this PNG that I have here. I purchased it from a shop on Etsy. Okay, so now we're going to take and we're going to fill this in. And you can see it doesn't really look all that great. So we're going to move these up to kind of give it a little more of a little bit of a swoop, I guess you want to call it. It's going to swoop up a little bit. So now we're going to come over here, and this is how we make that nice, or well, I say it's nice. I'm enjoying it quite a bit right now, but how we make our fill stitch here look kind of sketchy like. We're going to make it look a little sketchy now. We're going to make it look like this, to where you can tell that the background is white, but you can also, it's also got color. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to our stitch settings, and we're going to look at our spacing. The length doesn't really matter, but our spacing is what is going to matter. And we're going to make our spacing bigger. We're going to space out and stretch out those stitches. And then to make it look to where you can see the fabric behind it, we're going to come up to stitching, and we're going to remove our underlay. So when we get rid of our artwork here, you can start to see how it is pulling and stretching and making everything a little a little different here. So I think that's going to look good. Okay, so now we're going to click off of this, and it's going to look funky. So it looks like we've got our run stitch, and then, oh crap, it's not here anymore. We're going to leave it like that for now, because we're just going to come back and we're going to do another outline, because we're just going to duplicate this, you know, just like we would all the other ones, and we're going to outline it. And now you'd never know. And then, you know, for the stitching on the inside, we're going to change our pull compensation again to make sure that everything will indeed be inside that outline. All right, so what we're going to do is I went ahead and did the outline anyway. Okay, so I need objects and not colors. So this is our outline, and we're going to change that. And you see how we have all of these really, really small stitches here. That's where this minimum length on the stitch setting comes in. When it's this small on a curve, you know, a 0.6 is about the best you're going to be able to do. You do anything more than that, and it starts to not curve. So that will do right there just nice. Okay, so now we're going to utilize your sequencing as well, because sometimes it's hard to just click on your fill stitch, because sometimes it will pick up your outline too. But we are going to duplicate and mirror our little wing here. Oh, are we frozen? And then we're just going to move it over and line it up as best as we can with the other. Sometimes some images, they are off just a touch, but my OCD doesn't allow me to it does not allow me to do that. So we're just going to duplicate it again. We're going to outline it, change our stitch settings, and all that jazz. Okay, so now all we have left to do is, if we remove our artwork, it doesn't look much like anything, right? Well, we still need to go back through here and do our outline. Yay! You will absolutely love it. You will love it, love it, love it. And they're relatively inexpensive. This one I have back here, I got from Walmart. It was under 400 bucks. The best $400 I've ever spent in my life. Okay, so now this is where we start using our Digitize Open Shapes. So this is where we just like make lines, or this is the tool that I use a lot when I'm doing letters. Any kind of lettering, I use this tool. So now, of course, we're going to come up here to the top And I am going to just start laying down some outline here. Just laying down an outline. No big deal. Don't mind me. Just outlining. And then of course I know it doesn't look perfect, like it's hugged up there nice and perfect. Honestly, it doesn't really need to be all that perfect and precise, because this is just a line. This is once the actual stitch comes in, it's going to be a little bit bigger. This machine does 4x4. I also have a 5x7 machine. It was around $900, so still not very expensive, but not exactly cheap either. Because, I mean, the one that I wanted was like $5,000, and I was told a big, hard no. Like, there was no wiggle room around that. I wasn't getting it, no matter what. No matter what I did, no matter how many brownies and pies and cakes I made, I wasn't getting that thing. It's not bad. And something that I do like to tell my viewers that are looking, look and see if you have a sewing machine shop that sells embroidery machines near you. A lot of times they will let you go in and test out machines. Because I know, like, I wouldn't have gotten my 5x7 machine without testing it out first. And then sometimes machine shops also will have a refurbished section where you can get machines at a discount. And a lot of times refurbished machines are almost the way to go sometimes, because if it's had any kind of problems or anything like that, chances are the person that was working on it caught it and has fixed everything. Alrighty, so now we take away our artwork and we have a cute little squishy. But we need to go through here and we need to change some colors real quick. You're trying to convince her to let you have it? That's great. I mean, if she still uses it, then that's probably not something that, you're going to get. That's probably going to be a hard pass. But, again, you never know. She might let you. So, I changed the color up here on the little fluffy part of its hair for a reason. It's changed because it would stitch out differently. But we want one part of this to stitch out with our final outlines, and we want one part of it to stitch out when the hair stitches out. So we're going to come over here to edit objects, and this is where our knife tool comes into play. I love this little thing. Well, convince away, sister. Convince away. Becky, it looked really hard to me too, when I was first learning, but like, I am a hands-on learner, so I have to do it myself before I can make it make sense. Okay, so we took that and we cut it in half. So we followed our line here, and we just kind of cut through this outline up here. So now we're going to take this part and we're going to turn it back to the original color. That way it stitches out with this. And then our top part here will stitch out separately. Hello, how are you? Okay, so we've got that. So now we're going to come down this way to our wings here, and we need to make sure that our wings are selected, or at least the outline of our wings, because that's what we're going to be cutting. And you can see that it's kind of highlighted, but when we hit that knife button, it's really highlighted. So then we just come in, and I will cut through the corners, and that you have to make sure that you do that, because we've got where we're starting our cut, and then you have to make sure that you actually click down before you hit enter, because if you don't click down, it's not going to do anything. So you can barely see it, but it cut through. So then we're going to come down here and we're going to cut through that right there, and then we are just going to try to grab that little piece. Most of the time we'll have to come over here to our like itemized objects is essentially what this is. Yes, I am digitizing. And select that so we can delete it, because we don't want that on there. We just want it to, yeah, we just don't want it on there. There's no reason for it to be on there. This pink covers everything up, so we don't need it on there. So now we're going to fly on over here to our other one, and we're going to do the same thing. And I really hate that there's not like a quick key or anything like that that you can select for the knife. Every time you make a cut, you have to pop back over here, grab hold of it, pop back over, and it's just kind of a pain in the ass. I am using Hatch embroidery software to digitize with. Alrighty, so now we're going to come down this way, and things are going to get a little bit tricky here. So we need the bottom of our little belly here. So now we're going to tell that we want it to be a different color, so that we can move it to the bottom. So we want our wings here to be a different color too. So basically, I think we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take those outlines, and we're going to make those outlines the same color as the bottom of our belly here. So then we can send all of those down to the bottom, and then they'll all stitch out together. So when we come over here to our colors, we've got our eyeballs, then we've got all of our white pieces, which honestly, you know, if I'm really thinking about it, we could go ahead and we can turn these white, because it's really not going to matter. Okay, so now if you want to see what this is going to look like stitched out, whoops, we can watch it stitch out. And then this thing goes so slow. I want it to go faster. Thank you for the likes. I've got so many different programs running right now. So there we have it. That's how it would look stitched out. But like, you always want to make sure that you stitch your you do any kind of test stitching and things like that, because if you don't, things just won't look good. Just won't look good. And let's turn our hoop back on here, and then we're gonna go back. We're gonna exit out of this, and then we're gonna highlight everything, and we're gonna see how we're gonna make sure we're still at 2 inches tall and all that good stuff. So there we have it. There's our cute little Pegasus, and she's adorable. I love her. Alrighty, so we need to save it. We need to save Squishy Pegasus, and there we go. So Hatch has a nice little 30-day trial that you can use. Embrilliance doesn't, or if they do, it's not the full program. So, and if you have more than one computer in your house, you can use up 30 days on one computer and do another 30 days on another computer. That's what I did. I did that for like 6 months before I decided to buy it. And then Hatch has a nice little payment plan too. If you don't want to pay that $1,200 right up front, you can pay it out by month. It's like $100 a month. And then after your 12 months, you're paid up and the program is yours. Alrighty, so I do believe that this is going to be it for our digitizing tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed all that nice fun stuff. And I will be, it's very beginner friendly. It's very beginner friendly. I love it. It's my favorite program. So yeah, this is going to be it for us this evening. I will see everybody again tomorrow. We're going to test out some more stuff. We will stitch out our little Pegasus tomorrow. So I will be going live again around the 11th, 10:30, 11 o'clock ish, probably closer to 10:30, and all that good stuff. We've got some more stuff to do, so I will see everybody again tomorrow. Everybody have a good evening on TikTok. Bye. Okay, so that's done. We are done on the Tickety Talk Talks. Let me disconnect that. Okay, so I was just getting a little tired of that. Okay, so now I'm going to. I bought some new stuff. This afternoon, or actually I bought them this morning, and I want to take a look at them. I haven't looked at them yet. They are new designs that I'm going to try to do for like larger designs. I don't know why I just opened another one of those. Whatever. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see here. I don't. I have to stop and think if I unzipped the file or not. I may not have unzipped it. I did not. Okay. Let me unzip my file here real quick. Make a new folder. Easter home stuff. That's what it was called anyway. Okay, so let's take a look at this stuff. I don't want you. Where is... That's it? That's all that was in there? I thought there was more. Whatever. I really thought there was more stuff. Okay. This one looks cute. Whew. That just barely fits in a 4x4 hoop. Just barely. That one will look cute on like a dish towel. I think that'll look cute on a dish towel. Okay. I also got oh, that one's cute. Somebody needs coffee. That one actually will look cute on a dish towel too. And like, you can change the background colors on here if like, because like this pink is kind of hard to see. You can change the background color. Let's see, background and display colors. Like, I don't know. What is that going to do? Oh, so that changes everything. Okay. I don't change it just because messes with my eyeballs. My eyeballuses. I did, there was a shop on here a while ago I found on Etsy that had a whole bunch of like holiday dog bandanas. So they were on sale in their shop, so I bought them all. So we talked about doing dog bandanas this afternoon. Hi, big puppy. What are you doing? What's my big boy doing? You're so silly. Oh, you can't be seen. I'm sorry. Nobody can see you. Here, let's see here. Can we see that? Can we see that Mandoty? There he is. There's my big dumb and stupid. This is he's falling over on me like he's fixing to fall asleep. Okay. It's alright. It's okay. You're a silly boy. Alrighty, so I do think that that is going to be the end of this stream. I hope you guys learned some things. If not, ask questions. I will help you. No big deal. If things weren't clear, ask questions. Of course, the easiest way to ask questions is in the Facebook group. You guys have been really, really great about all that good stuff. So, I will see everybody again tomorrow around 10:30, 11 o'clock-ish. So, Mando says goodnight. He's actually fallen asleep on me here because I'm rubbing his chin. So, I will see everybody again really, really soon. Bye!